Good morning, Thistledewers. I have an exciting thrift haul to share with you. A little bit of a couple of things that I've been looking for in my travels. First thing, which is probably my favorite of the bunch, even though it's not paper crafting related. A lot of you know I'm also a bit of a Pyrex junkie, and I love the color teal. I also happen to love basket weave. And I found this Pyrex teal basket weave baking dish, which is not ancient. It's from the 70s or 80s, but it was discontinued due to some sort of an issue with them cracking. So they stopped making them. So they're a little bit on the rare side because a lot of them cracked. And then the ones that have survived, you don't see them very often. I have had a few pieces and sold them before. I got this one for $5.49 Canadian, and it does need a little cleanup, but there's a lot of baking residue, but that will come off with oven cleaner and soak it in a bag overnight. Next morning, it'll just wipe right off. So if you didn't know that you could do that with your glass dishes and any bakeware, you usually can, other than cast iron. You're not supposed to use oven cleaner on cast iron. But yeah, so that was my favorite thing so far for that haul. This was Value Village in Peterborough. Again, while I was waiting for my car to get serviced, my tires changed over. And then I found 50 affirmation cards to help yourself with without the self-helpiness. And I do like rainbows and unicorns myself, but my hairdresser, Pixie, loves rainbows and unicorns and that sort of thing. And the black and white theme. So Pixie, there's something with rainbows and unicorns made by Judy in your future. And then, of course, I love the little box. So these each have a little note on the back with a cute picture. Just encouragement and positive affirmations. So I thought that was really cute for $5.99. A little much I found that the prices at Value Village were a little higher than they used to be. I haven't been in there much since the virus sort of petered out around here. $5.99 for that, I probably would normally not pay, but there is a lot of value in there. There's a lot of cards, 50 cards that I can use for ephemera and create many rainbow journals with. So I picked it up. And then I found another bit of sort of stationery kind of stuff. This is in a nice little floral box, $2.99. It looks like it held notepads or something because it's got the opening at the front. And then I thought this pig was really cute. Stay tuned for this important message. But I knew that probably wasn't what originally came in it. So I dug a little deeper, and these are all the same. And it looks like he's a little television set, volume, tone, and color. So I thought those were really cute themselves. But this was what was originally in this, and isn't this gorgeous? I will coffee dye a couple of these just to see if the ink holds up, and if not, I'll just do some antiquing on them. But oh, they're just beautiful little individual pages. I thought they might be cards, but they're individual little pages. So they'll make lovely little inserts in a junk journal, and there's lots of them here. I don't know, there's no label to say how many there originally was, but there's lots. And they all have the little pictures of the flowers up in the corner. So that, for $2.99, was a super find. Makes up for the unicorns costing so much. And then I found what I think is a Martha Stewart punch. Not sure, but for $5.99, yeah, Martha Stewart on the handle there. And it's a butterfly. So I'll just do one for you with this paper that I punched earlier. Do a little gray butterfly. So we can now make butterflies in any color we want, any color of the rainbow, and quite intricate. And I'm sure I could figure out a way to make a backing behind it without the flowers, or without the cutouts in it, even if I just cut them by hand. But just that put onto a dark colored page, or if it's a dark colored butterfly put onto a light color page, will just be beautiful. So that'll be something I can maybe do on the porch a little bit, is punch some butterflies and start a box of them in all different colors. When I'm harvesting a magazine, I often try to find pages that I wouldn't necessarily use as they are, but have pretty colors on them. I can punch flowers and butterflies and things like that out of them. Even just circles. I've got a circle punch and a scalloped circle punch. And then you get all this neat little confetti too, which I can also use, just put in my paper making bucket. And then this is more self-care kind of stuff. Spa-scriptions face masks, pore detox, deep cleansing and hydrating, unopened, obviously unused, $2.99. I'm sure this was probably $10 or something like that at the store. And I wanted it for the face mask because I'm always trying to pamper myself, but there was something else, which is the applicator that I've really been wanting. And it's a silicone end. So what I was thinking was that when I'm crafting for spreading glue, or for pushing things like this down into glue, or fabric down into glue, so that my fingers don't get all glued up, and then the glue will just come right off of the silicone end. So that's actually going to go in my crafting tool cup that I keep right here at my desk, so that it's handy. I'll keep it out here for the little picture. And then I will use these. They doesn't bother me that they're secondhand. They haven't been opened. I'm not that fragile. And then there was a nice little bag lot hanging on the back wall. So I grabbed that for $4.99. And of course I will use that tag. I'll cover that tag with pretty papers and maybe some tea dyed or something, or tea dye it. So for $4.99, I got this silicone. I think it's a brush cleaner. So if you have a paintbrush or a makeup brush that has stuff in it, you rub it on here and it helps get the debris out of the brush, whether it's paint or glue or whatever. So that's kind of a handy tool that I don't have. So now I do. There was a afro comb, which I won't use as an afro comb, but I will use it to make marks in paint if I'm doing mixed media. And then there was foldable face razors. There's only 2 in the box. I didn't know that when I bought it because it was inside the bag, but that's okay. The little box is cute. It's purple. So I may be able to use that to make a little journal out of as well. I love little mini things. I just can't help myself. So I'm always saving little boxes like that. And then these little razors are good for trimming threads off of things, or if you need to do a quick touch up on any little hairy parts. If you have it on your, like I sometimes grow little hairs on my big toes. I know that's too much information, but this is a handy way to get those little hairs. And some people use them to shave their face or their eyebrows, but I would be afraid of going too far if I use them on my eyebrows, so I won't do that. And then there was these little, a set, it looks like, of makeup bags that are like silicone bags with a zipper closure, like a Ziploc type closure. And it has little pictures to suggest what you might put in them. But of course, they're going to be excellent for little crafty things if I don't use them for camping or travel. So, and these ones are in my favorite color with the teal. Lori, so that's Dollarama, $1.25. So, you know, I had a $2.50 value just with those, and then all these other things for $5. So. Then there's 2 pairs of scissors. I think this is this kind of scissors you normally see in a first aid kit. So they're like a safety scissors. And then this one maybe for cutting cigars. I wasn't sure what that is, but it just came to me. Probably for cutting the ends off of a cigar. But I might be able to find other ways to use that because I don't smoke cigars. And then a pill sorter, a rainbow color pill sorter, which I have a bunch of these and I've had them different times. I'll probably use this more for crafting things, especially with the color coding. I may be able to use it for certain little beads or charms, or I don't know what yet. Maybe some glitters or sequins or some small thing that needs to be sorted and that I have lots of colors of. So I'll just keep that. Now that I've had a few and donated them before, but now that I have fresh eyes and a new craft that I'm doing, I might have a different use for it. So I wasn't sad to see that in the package. This was the thing that made me really go ahead and get the package. And I had to look it up. I kind of thought I knew what it was, but I wasn't sure. And because it said From Beauty and it's end wraps. So my mind immediately went to the hair salon, where I know they use sheets of stuff to put in perm rollers and stuff like that. And so what these are tiny little sheets of tissue paper. So those are going to be great in the journals when you have a picture or an image that is just too bright. You can put this over top of it and it'll mute it. I will try even gluing it on. And you could also crinkle it up to make a neat effect. So yeah, there's lots of them in here. It says 1,000 sheets and it doesn't look like there's very many out of the box. So that's something else that I can use, even though it's not what it was meant for. That's what I'll use it for. And I'll add that to my list of things you can use in a junk journal, because it just keeps growing. Every time I go to the thrift store, I find something else I can use that I had never thought of before. So Pixie, you're not getting these. Need them or not, I'm using them in my journals. So that's that $5 set. And then I got another roll of this drawer liner, scented drawer liner from Dollarama. That's where I got mine. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Dollarama. The one that I got had a hexagon design and bees. This one has bees and a bouquet of flowers, poppies and peonies and foxglove and violets. So I like the box as much as the paper, because this is going to be great for storing long strips of paper. And I will cut this up into 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12 sheets. But isn't that pretty? So that is meant for drawer liner, but I will use it to make pages in a signature. Not every page in a signature will be done with this, but maybe like front pages or the center pages or just an accent page. And then you can use it just like scrapbook paper too. But it smells pretty. It's magnolia. The other one I had was lavender. So again, the box as much as the stuff. And then this one's the same shape, so I'll pull it out next. This was my nice vintage find, $12.99. Again, I thought not much of a Value Village price, but I went with it. It has the original person's name on it here, E.J. Jim Hearn, Quality Manager, and it's a slide rule. And I think I told a story in one of my other hauls about how one day when I was yard sailing, I found all things to do with measuring, and here I am finding another one. It has a crack in this back glass. I don't know if I could get that replaced. Probably could. But I just thought it was really interesting. And I have had luck selling this kind of thing on Etsy. The other ones that I've had weren't this nice, didn't come with a leather case. So I think I could catch quite a bit for this one. I'll probably list it about $40 or $50, maybe even higher. I have to research it a little bit. And it has a loop on the back to put it through your belt. So I really like that a lot. Don't know how to use it, but I think it's cool. And then some paper items. There was a pack of paper for $1.99, and this is fairly white, but it's very thick matte paper. Not quite cardstock. I guess it would be considered cardstock, but it's not super thick. It bends pretty easily. But I thought it would be really interesting to see how this coffee dyes. It'll probably thicken it up a little bit more, because I don't use white paper all that much, but I can. There's some projects you want white for instead of a vintage look. And then some themed paper, which I really liked too. I'm getting myself a few elastics out of the deal. So there was this feather paper and this bundle of paper. It's 3 different types. So the feather with it's actually like a quill, an ink pot and a quill. And it has a faint background design and then some florals around the outside. So there's not a full package of them. I think it would have been a 20 sheet pack. So it's probably not full, but there's quite a few there. So I really like that. And I'm doing a lot of native inspired little mini journals, so I might be able to use that for those. And then there's some Christmas paper. It was a 100 pack, but there's quite a few missing out of this one. And I don't do red and green Christmas, but I may be able to use these anyway. It's nice ivory paper. And I do like holly and berries, and plaid, so I may be able to work that into my crafting. And then a good piece of cardboard cardstock, which will get used. And then this is IBM Specialty Media multi-purpose paper. Excellent for everyday use in lasers, copiers, and fax machines. So this is lighter. Oh, and these ones are, this might not have been what was originally in the bag because that's got holes in it. But some of these others don't. But it's got a really nice smooth texture on that one. This one's been folded. So this is someone's office stuff that they've donated, obviously. But most of these, yeah, there's a bunch of the ones with holes in it, and then there's a few of these really smooth ones. But the ones with holes in it are more of an off-white, which is nice. Not so pure white. So that was a good little bundle. Sometimes you don't know what you're getting in those bundles until you open them up. And then the last thing was some scrapbooking items. And I have been talking back and forth with some girls from one of the new Facebook groups that I'm in. And one of them was Amy Bull. And she was looking for some baby stuff. So I've got this baby boy Mombi kit scrapbooking. So Amy, if we are going to do our swap, this is the item that I said I found. Both pieces together were $2.99. And this it doesn't look like it's been opened. Like honestly, that flap doesn't look disturbed at all. And so there's quite a bit in there. So we may have to adjust our package size to fit this, unless I can gently fold it without creasing it into a smaller box, which I may be able to do. So that's what that is. And then Life's Journey, I have another friend who's been working on travel journals. So Sandra, I thought you might want some of this stuff. I like it all too if you don't, so it's not a big deal. But there's a lot of postage stamp images and these little ABC stickers. They're like a bubble sticker. And then these are little clusters. And then I think they're stickers too. And then some papers. So this one does look like it's been partially used. I do save those 12 by 12 bags too because they're very handy for keeping projects in. So we've got postage stamps and just postcards, paper that's just postcards. That's really neat. That gives me other ideas for my little Thistledew printables. And what's this one? Gazette Nationale. Some newsprint looking paper. Oh, a tin ceiling tile paper. I love that. I have a tin ceiling in this room that I'm currently videoing in. Pinky floral wallpaper looking print. Actually, it looks more like curtains with the creases in it. And then more tickets and so on. Oh, this is a bonus for me. I love buffalo check and gingham, so that's awesome. I love that. You might not be getting all of that, Sandra, but I will take it in to work and show it to you to see if you want some of it. Along with the charms that I'm going to bring you. So that was my haul at Value Village. And this one was a little more expensive altogether, about $60, but that included the Pyrex and the vintage slide rule, plus all this paper. So it was still a good value, just a little more expensive. And so could not leave any of it there. So I hope you enjoyed this thrift haul. If you like this type of haul for yard sales, garage sales, I was going to say craft sales, not so much craft sales, flea markets, marketplace, then I do have a playlist which I will put in the description box. And if you could let me know what was your favorite item from today and what will you start to look for now that you've seen it in a haul to use in your junk journals. And if you would like, comment, and share, and of course subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.